Was pretty spectacular. The shot wasn't bad either. Well, Torquay, having defended so well for 75 minutes, suddenly caught on the break, and Stuart Elliott getting the shot in past Kevin Dearden. Nothing Dearden could do about that. And Hull right back at it. Torquay have a throw. Crowd looking to lift them once more. Fowler back for Williamson. First time cross. Headed away by Ashby. Russell caught in possession, and now a chance for Hull to break. This is Forrester. Now the flag has stayed down. Elliott is through one-on-one against Dearden. Dearden makes one save, and Elliott squeeze it in. No, he can't. And Kevin Dearden keeping Torquay United in it then. Well, Elliott looked yards offside, I have to say, but the flag stayed down. He was through one-on-one against Kevin Dearden. And you'd have put your mortgage on the Northern Ireland International, making it 2-1 then.
We know we've played really well today, and we've played the team, you know, top of the table by 5 or 6 points, and we played them off the park today, and we've created half a dozen, 9 good chances. Fortunately, we haven't taken them, and we've been punished at the end.
I'm very impressed with Torquay. I think that LEROY has built a very, very good team here, and they're a very good football team, and they were very hard opponents today, and I'm delighted to be going back with a point, because I'm not so sure we deserve one.
And that's how the top half of the third division table looks. Yeovil and Torquay right in the thick of things, and both have shown this season that on their day they can live with anybody in the league.
While here at Plainmoor, Torquay United beat Mansfield by 1-0. It was another impressive performance from Leroy Rosenion's team, although they were made to work hard for their victory by a Mansfield side who started the evening in 4th place in the table. The all-important goal came 10 minutes before half-time. Substitute Kevin Hill setting up Matt Hockley, who duly applied the finishing touch. Torquay had chances to increase their lead after the break, but they failed to take them. And with Mansfield finishing strongly, it all added up to a nerve-wracking final few minutes. But Torquay hung on for their victory, and with Yeovil Town continuing their impressive home form, it's all looking pretty good as far as the West Country's promotion challenge is concerned. Martin Dean at Plainmoor for West Country News.
Torquay United have confirmed that their coach Leroy Rosenior has already spoken to Brighton about the managerial vacancy at the Withdean Stadium. Torquay say they hope Leroy stays at Plainmoor. Whatever happens, he'll definitely be in charge for the girls' game at Boston. It's thought a decision will be made about his future early next week.
Well, there's been plenty of speculation that Torquay's Leroy Rosenior will be officially named as Brighton's new manager this week. He's made a big impact at Plainmoor, but sadly, it all went wrong yesterday. Graham Sellers at Boston's York Street.
Oh, decent shot coming in there, and it's in! Brilliant goal from Neil Redfern. Just let fly. It was all in one movement, and it absolutely flew into the top corner like a tracer bullet. It's Boston 1, Torquay 0. And Kafour is a lone figure up front, but this is David Graham who lets fly and clips the top of the bar. Great effort from the Scotsman there, let fly from, well, what was it, 35 yards? I think Bastock was beaten. Hits the metalwork, unlucky. David Graham. I'm not sure what that noise was, I think it was a firework. Well, there's a shot from Thompson, and it's gone in! I think he might have taken a deflection. There was nothing that Kevin Charles Dearden could do about that one. There's Benefield. There could yet be an interesting end to the game. This is Russell. David Graham is at the back post. It's still in play, and well, I'm not sure what or who that hit. This is Redfern. Duffield was there. Oh, vicious shot coming in, and Dearden's fumbled it. And it's in this time from Peter Duffield, the substitute. I'm not sure who had the initial shot. Might have been Lee Thompson. And then Dearden, well, made a bit of a cock up there, didn't he? 3 minutes of time to be added on then. We're into that now by 3 seconds. So the 91st minute at York Street. We're all squinting his eyes into the sun now. There's Williamson. Dearden packing some punch on the end of that one. But here's Weatherstone. And Duffield beats the offside trap. Could be fourth for Boston. It is! It's been all too easy. Peter Duffield has only been on the field a couple of minutes. He scored twice. Torquay well beaten. They've simply had no answer at York Street this afternoon, where it's now Boston 4, Torquay 0.
We just went out the races today. It was one of those days where you could sense that it just wasn't going to happen for us. You know, Neil's hit one, I think, from 20 yards in the top corner then. And then second half, where we think we got a bit of pressure on and they can't get out, he's hit one, I think he's hit someone's backside and looped over the keeper and into the net. And it's just one of those days where it wasn't going to be our day, but that was down to us because of the tempo that we started the game at.
Is this the last time we'll see you as Torquay United manager?
No comment.
So Torquay down to 8th in Division 3, 5 points adrift of Yeovil, who...
Now on to sport, and Torquay United manager Leroy Rosennior is staying at Plainmoor. Rosennior had been linked with a possible move to Brighton, but he'd already ruled himself out of contention when the second division club announced that Mark McGee would be their new boss. Martin Dean reports.
Oh, no. Change! Change! Come on, change!
Change may have been in the air at Torquay's training ground today, but the man in charge was going nowhere. Having been interviewed for the Brighton job last week, Leroy Rosennior was clearly regretting ever getting involved.
I think I lost focus a little bit on what I was doing, and yeah, I was certainly naive, and that won't happen again. But all I can say is I'm a young manager, and I'm learning the hard way. And it was a good experience in terms of having to deal with it, and I didn't deal with it very well. So I'm sorry to all the supporters who want me to bug off, but I'm staying, and I'm really pleased to be saying that.
Quality, well done.
The smile was certainly back on the manager's face as he put some unlikely new recruits through their paces. Schoolgirls from across Torquay had been invited to train with the club as part of a new initiative aimed at boosting Torquay's female following.
The main aim is to start portraying football as a family-orientated sport. It's not just for dad to go there and watch a football, it's so that all the girls come as well. And I think we're beginning to get that message across.
There are quite a few girls getting involved in football nowadays. Yeah, it's quite a lot because we've got a football team at school, so...
But it wasn't just the football that drew Torquay's newest crop of fans to the training ground.
Geographer's fit.
The number of girls' teams playing football more than doubled last year. Given that sort of progress, it might not be too long before Torquay's players have rivals on the pitch as well as admirers off it.
Torquay manager Leroy Rosennior couldn't inspire a victory at Doncaster. More away day misery, described by Graham Sellers.
Oh, it's a McIndoe special and just over the top from the former Yeovil player. Well, he really let fly with that one. Classy effort, classy player. Just over the top though. On the day, real chance for Doncaster, and it's in! Well, that was careless play by Torquay, and Paul Green nipped in on that back pass and chipped Kevin Dearden, and Doncaster Rovers, who won their previous 6 games, are leading against Torquay. It's 1-0. Oh, chance here for Brown, maybe. Russell gave it away. There's Doolan, the ref gets in the way again. Here's McIndoe, great chance! What a save! Wonderful! They've still not got it clear yet. Clash of boots. 2 silver boots clashed there. And there's Hockley. Oh! Well, for want of a better word, that was poor. Butterfield did well to squeeze it through, and then Well, a bit of an agricultural blast from Ockley. Oh, it almost landed on David Graham's head, that one. There's Doolan to McIndoe, who takes it in his stride almost. Real chance here for Blundell, and, well, he couldn't convert. McIndoe did all the hard work. Blundell stayed onside and then blazes along the floor past the target. Could there be a sting in the tail? I wonder. This is Benefield. Oh, he hits Wills with his forward pass. Williamson. McIndoe. So 3 minutes of time to be added on as Fortune West finds Blundell. Now this is Blundell who's burst through and once again fires wide. It was a great ball through by Dave Morley, who's just come on his first touch really, and Blundell can't find the target. They've moved the goalpost for him today.
Well, those away defeats for Torquay and Yeovil, a blow to their promotion hopes, but despite that, both still well placed for a top-of-the-table challenge as the season develops.
For the second year running, Torquay United are at home against non-leaguers in the first round. Last year, they breezed past Boreham Wood with 5 goals. This year, Torquay face Burton Albion, who have a fine cup history. The Torquay side, though, are in good spirit ahead of the game and are confident this will be their year.
I think there's a massive surge of enthusiasm when the FA Cup comes round, and I can't put my finger on why. There's a romance thing attached to it, and everybody looks forward to it, and it's something that we want to be a part of for as long as we can be.
Clough Senior never won the FA Cup as a manager, but young Nigel grabbed his share of the weekend's cup headlines, albeit as overseer to a first-round shock. Steve Woods gifted Burton an advantage, an early contender for own goal of the month. But Leroy Rosenior's Torquay levelled the tie on the hour, Jimmy Benfield providing the right finish to offer home hope. But Burton Albion's best cup result in 2 decades was secured just 19 minutes later. The manager's through ball, Robbie Talbot's finish, all in front of several coachloads of Staffordshire day trippers. A memorable day beside the seaside, Clough by name, Clough by nature, it would appear.
Well, joining me here at Plainmoor is Torquay United head coach Leroy Rosenior. Leroy, what was your thoughts on that today?
We're extremely disappointed, it goes without saying. We've had a lot of possession. I think they've had 1 effort on goal, and they beat us 2-1, which kind of puts the game in a nutshell. We're very disappointed, but Burton Albion came and worked very hard and defended their box for long periods, really didn't come out of their half. And at the end of the day, I've been around too long, I've seen it before. It just wasn't our day, it wasn't going to go, and we created enough chances and we had enough possession to win 2 or 3 games, and it just wasn't our day.
Do you go away feeling disappointed that your side were caught by a goal that you felt was offside, or perhaps maybe the defence should have been more resolute?
Well, to be honest, from my point of view, I don't know if it was offside. I haven't seen it. At the time, everybody stopped. I think even the player stopped. He took a deep breath and he smashed it in the net, and fair play to him. At the end of the day, I can't really look at that because we're at the cup. And it's simple as that, and we've just got to look forward and work harder.
Leroy Rosenior, thank you very much for joining us. Back to you in the studio.
Torquay have already declared that they'll be after a 6-figure fee for David Graham, and it's easy to see why interest is growing. The Scot fired the goals in front soon after half-time at Plainmoor. But the quality of his strike was more than matched by Cheltenham's quick equaliser, dispatched in style by Damien Spencer. Torquay had been knocked out of the cup a week before by Burton Albion, while Cheltenham had seen off Hull. That was a good start for new Robins boss John Ward, but Graham made sure his league opener was rather less impressive. The build-up for his second goal of the day was Route 1, but the finish was first class. That was also Graham's 11th goal of the season, but the former Rangers trainee wasn't finished. 4 minutes from time, he furnished Alex Russell with the ammunition to ensure the end of Torquay's 3-match losing streak.
Next stop is Agbra, where Torquay's revival continued. Watching this one for us, the one and only Andy Gilson.
An in-swinging corner. It's right across there, it's not away yet. Hooked away, and goal kick given. Ball played forward up towards Graham, who climbed well. There's a chance here for Torquay, and they scored with their very first attack of the match. Kidderminster fell for the sucker punch there. The ball flicked on, some dreadful marking at the back, and Kevin Wills, after 6 minutes, has put Torquay in front. Well, there's the ball forward, a good flick, but where were the Kidderminster defenders? And that's a cool finish from Kevin Wills. That's well played. Now, Henriksen got a shot in there too, and Van Hoosden had to be down. Here come Torquay. Ball down the line, chase on here. For Graham, foul by Graham. That'll be a Kidderminster free kick then. That's a good ball. White. And still White. And still White. That's teed up beautifully. A wonderful goal. Terrific work by White and finished by Darley Williams. 12 minutes gone, 1-1. Well, they're trying to play their way out of trouble, and they could have played their way into it. Good goalkeeping, though, by Stuart Brock. Well, Brock to the rescue there. Bit of work to do here. Oh, that's a poor clearance. And Hazel. Oh, well, Hazel had options. Henriksen. And gets the return too. Now options on here for Kidderminster. Henriksen. Oh, just wide of the target. Well, he went for glory there, and he wasn't too far away. So McGlinchey with the throw then. That's well received. Still the pressure on. Oh no, quarter given or taken there. And now Kidderminster can launch the counter-attack. Oh, that broke down as well. That's nicely done. Well controlled by Graham. Russell wants it, but Graham could go on his own here. That's a terrific goal! Beautiful football. Kidderminster can only stand and watch. And Torquay United are in front.
And that's how the top of the third division table looks. Yeovil and Torquay are both in the thick of things. It would take a brave person to bet on who's going to make the top three automatic promotion places. So, a good win in the end for Yeovil and an equally impressive 3 points for Torquay, who were up against Southend. Seth Conway describes the Plainmoor highlights.
Referee is eventually happy for this free kick to be taken. It's going to be Tess Bramble, and it comes back off the post. It's the closest Southend have come, and it's come from Tess Faye Bramble. It was a decent strike, and it beat Van Houston, but it didn't beat the post. Now Ruben Hazel, chip forward for Graham. There's Bedeau on a surge. Kevin Hill is out here if he can bring it under control. It turned into a fairly weak effort from Kevin Hill. Normally so prolific, but Kevin Hill with no goals to his name this season, that's a real shock. Mayer, away by McSweeney. Now Gower gives it away to Hazel. Torquay with 6 up if Hazel can find the crucial ball through. He's delayed in his progression. It will come for Hockley, it will come for Alex Russell! And that was a fine stop from Daryl Flahaven. It's the best we've seen in this game, and not surprisingly, it's come from a mistake. Hazel didn't really get the ball away. It fell for Russell, and that was a fine stop from Flahaven. Graham's header on for Wills. Graham will go back for the return. Will he finish? Back off the post from David Graham. Well, it was David Graham who set up Kevin Wills for both his efforts last week at Kidderminster. Wills returned the favour on this occasion, and David Graham was oh so close to putting Torquay into the lead. Torquay will go again. It's going to come back for Ruben Hazel. His ball deep and out by Constantine. Well, as we see it again, lovely interchange of passes, and you can see why Torquay's fans don't want David Graham to leave. Only a whisker away. This is better from Torquay just before the break as Graham's header is cleared off the line by Hunt. Graham will have another chance, this time saved by Flahaven, and Southend are rocking back there, and it is thanks to David Graham. Well, David Graham isn't on his way out of Plainmoor yet, at least. The fans feel there's far more to come from the 25-year-old, and that could also mean a higher transfer fee. Thoughts around Plainmoor that Graham will go at some point. He'll miss those kind of chances when he does, though. Now Russell. Decent ball forward for Kevin Wills. Only Lewis Hunt between him and the goal, but Wills has been delayed. David Graham's out there now. Also coming in is Tony Bedeau. Clearance comes from Leon Court, back for Alex Russell. Russell tries to take on Constantine. Consenter came for Graham. There's Bedeau! And Tony Bedeau has put Torquay United into the lead. Just before half-time, the goal could not have come at a better time. It's Torquay United 1, Southend United 0. Well, that's a great goal, and perhaps no one inside Plainmoor would have preferred it to go to Tony Bedeau than anyone else. As it came over, there was Bedeau to head past Flahaven. His last goal came against Bournemouth back in March. He's back in the side, he's back on the score sheet. Good kick from Van Houston. Well brought down by David Graham. Graham is fouled by Leon Court. That will be Torquay's free kick. Alex Russell gets on with things quickly. Finds Bedeau. Hazel just outside of him. Bedeau swings it in. It'll go all the way. And just past the far post from Tony Bedeau. Well, there must have been 3 Torquay players trying to come in on the ball. The first one was Graham, he couldn't get there. And then it was finally Steve Woods, who maybe thought about a slide, didn't do it, and the ball drifted wide. Constantine's flick on. Hockley sells a perfect dummy for Mayer. Has Graham left, has Wills right. Also there is Tony Bedeau. Forced a little wide, Bedeau. He'll have to cross the ball over now. In comes Kevin Hill! And then it's turned in, and it's Matt Hockley. An unlikely goal scorer, but Torquay will be delighted. It's 2-0, and we've had 10 minutes of this second half. Well, Tony Bedeau was forced very wide, but he managed to stand up the cross. Kevin Hill did superbly well to slide the ball back into the middle, and as it fell to the feet of Matt Hockley, he made no mistake. Well, a third would seal this game, surely, as Russell swings it in. It comes off! An unlikely goal scorer. Did it hit Ruben Hazel? Well, David Graham is getting the applause, but I think that final touch may have come off Ruben Hazel. That third goal could be so important. As the ball came over, David Graham got the head onto it, and it seemed to hit Leon Constantine there, number 24 for Southend, and go past his keeper Flahaven. Well, substitute for Torquay, Ruben Hazel, even thought he might have got a touch, but it did seem to come off the Southend defender. And 3 up, it should be game over for Torquay. Taylor does well. Russell tried to release Kevin Wills, that's a lovely pass. Wills faced by Leon Court. Defenders hate this, having to run back towards their own goal. And there's Graham! How did that stay out? Well, Graham got his boot to it, and it came back off the underside of the crossbar and out. Well, knowing David Graham, he'd have been claiming a hat-trick from this game.
Tough game today. The first half hour, I thought they played particularly well and caused us a lot of problems. But once we got to grips with that and got the goal at the ideal time, just for half time, we were fairly comfortable and came out second half, got the two more goals, and then saw it out basically.
And that's how the top of the third division table looks. If it was an election, they would say it was too close to call. As the halfway stage of the season approaches, both our sides are in striking distance of an automatic promotion place. But will they have to settle for a playoff place, or will they miss out altogether? Now on to Plainmoor, where Torquay United failed in their bid to make it 4 wins on the trot. They had to settle for a frustrating draw with York City. Martin Dean describes the action.
Marking with the long ball. It's a decent one as well. John Shaw getting the shot in, and it wasn't too far wide. Well, I think Van Heusen actually got a touch. It's gone away for a corner, but some decent Route 1 football then, really, from York. John Parkin, the big man at the back, thumping it downfield. It was a decent ball into the path of John Shaw. His shot turned away by Arjan van Heusden. Corner aimed towards Shaw on the far post. Still not cleared. Cooper getting the shot in. Ricochet into the arms of Van Heusden. Just a little bit of early pressure for Torquay to withstand. He's just getting in front of Chris Smith then. That's a foul, and it's right on the edge of the penalty area. It was very, very close to being a penalty then. The referee is just going to go across, I think, and check with his assistant, making sure that it is just outside the box. Alex Russell then with the free kick, floated in towards Craig Taylor. Graham got a foot to it. Avondale called into serious action for the first time. It was a good free kick from Alex Russell. A touch on from Craig Taylor. Just really went behind David Graham. Couldn't get any real purchase on the ball. Starting to come down even more heavily. Logan finding Edmondson, who made a good run. Ockley trying to get in the block, and Van Heusden making the save from Shaw. It's a right old scramble in the box. It's still not away. And into the side netting in the end, but they seem to have opportunities to get the ball away. But it was Arjan van Heusden who came to their rescue once more. Good save from John Shaw. And then Cannaville's attempted clearance, rebounding back into the danger area. Actually, it was Lee Bullock who put it into the side netting. That header from Taylor, letting Logan in. And he puts York ahead. Logan, the player coach, just latching on to that mistake from Craig Taylor. And York are in front. Craig Taylor trying to knock the ball back to Van Heusden, didn't get enough on it. And Logan there, able to intercept and poach the goal, his 5th of the season, and York deservedly take the lead. This is Woods. For him to get the cross in. Kufor on the edge of the area. Played back for Hockley. Took a deflection. It's the first real threat we've seen from Torquay in this second half. Joe Kufor getting it back for Matt Hockley. That fly from about 20 yards. Deflected wide. Russell with the corner. Craig Taylor making his way back to retrieve. Now Hockley. Made wide for Russell. Bit of space for him on this near side, looking to deliver a decent cross this time, and Graham got a touch. I don't think Mark Avondale knew much about it, in fact. And that is why David Graham is so dangerous. Woods in for Russell. Just spread it wide for Cannaville. Little chip into the path of Hockley now. Joe Broad with a chance. Oh, been turned in for an own goal. It came off John Parkin in the end. Joe Broad would love to claim it because that would be his first Torquay United goal. Well, Joe Broad breaking into the box, got the ball into the right area, and poor John Parkin trying desperately to get it clear, succeeding only in putting the ball into his own net. Cannaville has a bit of space. Better making a little run up ahead of him. Cannaville seizing the opportunity to get inside. It took a deflection. And Avondale reacted very, very quickly. Almost a second own goal, I suppose you could say then. Hockley. Avondale has come for the cross. He's lost it though. Somehow scrambling it away, and Alex Russell had the opportunity then to do something with that and put it way, way into the stands.
To be honest, we're one of the better, most organised sides that have come down here. I mean, the wind's blowing, the pitch was heavy with all the rain that we've had, and it did seem to just get quagged down a little bit, and it became a battle. And luckily, we battled it out, and we got the point in the end.
And that's how the top of the third division table looks this afternoon. There's still a long way to go, but a gap is developing. Yeovil look as if they'll be pushing for an automatic promotion place, whereas realistically, Torquay might have to focus their attention on getting into the playoffs. Next up is a wet and windy Brunton Park, where Torquay were up against struggling Carlisle. This game was delayed because of a power failure. What a shame for the Gulls it wasn't postponed. Graham Sellers describes the highlights.
Well, it's back with Raven, the captain. Woods was all over Priest, and it's a free kick, according to Michael Jones from Chester. This afternoon's referee, and I wonder if Paul Simpson might fancy a tonk at this one. It is going to be Simpson, and not far away from a place inside that left-hand upright. Van Heusen, the goalkeeper, was scurrying across and perhaps wouldn't have made it if it was on target. Fryatt's flick on. Now Priest will chase this one, but Van Heusen favourite to get there first, and David Graham may latch onto this one. Well, there was a bit of a tussle going on there, and the referees picked up on that. So we've got a set play for Torquay in a dangerous area. So Taylor and Russell over this set play for Torquay. It's Craig Taylor to hit it, and always going wide, that one. All along the grass. McDonough. Fryatt. Priest, the target for McDonough. Real chance for Carlisle, and he scored! It's Andy Priest on his Cumbrians debut. 15 minutes into it, in fact, with precise finishing. Well, what composure there. You just can't put a price on that. Carlisle 1, bad start for Torquay, 0. There's David Graham with the cross, but it's a poor cross. Two men in the middle, and he couldn't find any of them, but there's Bordeaux. Keeper's come a long way. It's a touch on it. Now Carlisle are in trouble because Here's David Graham, and Matt Glennon makes a brilliant save on the deck. I thought it was a defender to start. I thought it was handball, but wonderful save by Glennon. Now it's back with Hockley, and Torquay just need to settle down. They've pressed the panic button, but not now. Gritton feeds David Graham, who goes sprawling, and arm signals from the ref. It is a free kick, and it was just outside, and somebody's been booked. Well, it looks like it could be David Graham.